Welcome back to Pixie's Projects. It's Halloween. We're on the last day of our Halloween countdown. This video is split into 3 parts. So in the first part, you're going to see all 3 of the sets of flowers that we have left. In the second part, it's, I don't know the word, it's not live. I'm not doing a voiceover. I'm talking directly into the video. And that part is where we discuss the background. And then there's another sped up part at the end where we actually do the background. So right now, just in case you need to know, or you just tuned into this, we're using a page from Joanna Basford's Flourish. It was a free download in 2020. And we're using Prismacolor Scholar pencils. And Josa Hannah also said that she's doing this in Worlds of Wonders. There's enough of the images that are similar, so that's also an option. Right now, I'm just coloring every blessed little thing on this flower with a underpainting of black, just to get it darker. And even at a sped up pace, this is still taking quite a while. So I'll just start by asking how everybody's doing today and see what's going on, if everybody's ready for Halloween, if they're celebrating or doing anything. And if you're not, that's fine too. Just curious what's going on. Okay, and we're getting about done with this. The flowers were a bit tricky, honestly. I've been saving reference photos for doing a page in one of Joanna's books and doing it as a goth garden. And I had passed that stuff on to Ever because they were getting ready to do that Ever's Color Corner here on YouTube, so I'll leave a link for that. You should check them out. Their channel's awesome. But I passed all that on to them, and I'm just not getting around to that page yet. So they're actually doing an entire, I'm so sorry. I think it's Secret Garden. It's either Secret Garden or Enchanted Forest. It's one of the first ones. I think it's Secret Garden. Anyway, you should go check that out. There's already a speed coloring up of that. And like I said, I'll leave the link for them in the description. But, yeah, I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I kind of just went with that for the last 3 things because it is a Halloween page. So doing darker flowers is definitely called for this. So I just did my dark pine green, and now I'm adding the green, blue, teal on top of it. Because while they're dark, I still wanted a little bit of that glow factor that I've been trying to put into everything. And we've just realized we missed a leaf. And on screen, because I'm doing the voiceover, so I'm looking directly at it, it doesn't look like it blends well, but no, I don't see the book. I was looking for my page. I don't notice it in person, so maybe it's because we're so up on it. It doesn't look very good, but it definitely looks better from further away. And now we're just getting the black into the centers of the flowers as well. And for this part, we're doing a regular red right over the top of the black, leaving that little white spot in the center for our next color. And as I'm doing this voiceover, my tablet is like, you have 20% battery left. So we're gonna power ahead here and see if we can finish this before it dies. I've had the worst luck today with trying to get this stuff edited. But anyway, now we're going in with the orange right over top of everything. Just no care at all. Just smear it all over it. And as I'm watching this, I'm losing it. My dad bought me, for lack of a better term, I think it's like a miner's helmet sort of thing. It has I don't know what it's called. He had one and he knew I wanted one. The insides are going to be the light purple and the dark purple. But anyway, it's like a headband that goes all the way around your head, and it has a light on the front of it. And then it has like a goggle part that comes down over your eyes, and it magnifies things like 1,000,000%. Because I'm looking at this and I'm just like, can you miss that spot and that spot and that spot? I don't know why I can't. Everything's so tiny on this for me. So now we're going in and we're doing another drawing bit. And again, this is lines and an oval. So you've all got this. I'm sorry we're going in and out of focus. I guess the movement of the pen and everything. But we just added a spider to this guy and he's done. Now we're on to the second one. I stitched all 3 of these videos together and sped them up at the same pace. So it does jump really quick to the next one. So again, we're going in with our pine green and doing the leaves. And I mean, really in these things, you could do all your leaves, like the different styles of leaves, different colors if you wanted to. These images are like 1 by 2 inches, so I don't really care if all the leaves are the same color. I suppose if it was like a bigger image, I would put more effort into it. But when you see the overall, which I realized you guys haven't seen the overall image at all since I first showed you the blank page, so this should be interesting coming up. But yeah, these images are so small, and it's just more about like the quality of the entire page as opposed to each individual image. So I'm not, too upset about having all the leaves the same color. And we're just doing the blue, green, teal on top of that again. And I really need to just look up that color name so you have it. But you could be using any pencils. It's not like you have to use Prismacolor Scholars. Okay, so now we're going in and making all the flowers black. If my voice sounds different now, it's because my computer just decided it was tired and going to sleep in the middle of me recording this. So we're back. It's just, an hour and a half later. And then we're going over with the purple and then the lilac, and the little bells are done. And now we're drawing a line. It's darker towards the flower. It gets lighter as it goes down. And we're just fuzzing out the edges of all of it. And we're going to do that for each of the 3 bell flowers. And unlike the last set of flowers, it appears that I'm going to add the black underpainting to each flower set individually, as opposed to doing the whole thing all at once. So there's black on these tulips, I'm going to call them. And this is the Tuscan red going on top of that. And then the orange. And like I've said in previous videos, don't worry too much about the blending because these images are so tiny. It really is the overall picture by the time we're done that matters. Those flowers are like 1 centimeter. And now we're doing the center flower with red. And orange on top. black for the center. With purple for the top, and then light purple for the highlight. And I never know what these flowers are called. I'm not really a huge flower person. So these are like giant tulips, I guess, compared to the other ones. And we're coloring them black. And we're coming back in with the purple. And we're putting red on top of that. And ever, if you're watching, I hope some of these flowers are inspiration for your secret garden book. And now we're just taking, I'm gonna make the chair squeak again, guys. We're using the Stettler twin tip in purple to add dots to that flower. And my thought process was that it was like poisonous gas coming out of it. And now we're quickly moving into the third flower set. Like I said, I filmed these all individually and then spliced them all together, so they go pretty fast. I don't know what we're using there. It looks like just a regular green. No, it isn't. That's like the, oh my goodness, I don't have my pencil, so I don't, like the army green kind of colors. Sage, that type of thing. And again, you can really do them any color you want. And I'm sorry we're going in and out of focus there. And this is going to be our last set. We're going over that with the neon green. Just trying to get that glow again. And we're coming back in with the sage, just trying to even it out a little bit and get rid of that line. Okay, now on to the flowers. We're going in with the purple on those petals. And then using the light purple over the top. Now we're going in with the red for the second set of petals. And orange on top of those. And orange yellow for the center, and I'm just going around the outside of the center part. And then we'll fill it in with yellow. Using the orange yellow, I'm going to do both of the side flowers the same color, if I remember correctly. Yep. So there you go. We're coming up on the end of this one, so I just wanted to really quick, before it runs out of time, just say that I'll be back in a second, and I'll be welcoming you back again like it's a whole new video, because I forgot it was the second part of this. So that'll be fun. I'll get to say hi to y'all twice. And here we go with the red. And orange on top, or yellow on top, sorry. And I have to admit, if I would have done this again, I would have added the black underneath like I did for the other flower sets because it looks a little too spring. So now we're doing our little bit of drawing. And as you can see, it's just half circles and lines connecting the half circles to the center. So again, super easy drawing. And we're doing half circles all the way around again. I think you all can figure out what's going on here. We got ourselves a spider web. And here's where we add our little spider. And now we're just inking it in with a 0.01 fine liner. I think I need to remember for next time to not film so close because we really keep dipping in and out of focus. But he is just an oval with 4 little legs on each side. And next up, we're on to the background. Hello, and welcome back to Pixie's Projects. I'm saying this in the middle of a video because the first 3 parts of this were filmed separately and have a voiceover, and this one is going to be quote-unquote live. I'm going to finish this page up and talk to you while I do it instead of adding the voiceover at the end. So if you stuck with me this long, I hope you can stick through the rest of it. On screen right now, you're just seeing our finished page with no background of any kind. I have a couple things to say on that. I think it looks fine. It doesn't need a background. I did say we would have a background. So I've racked my brain and I came up with a few, and I really wish I had like a community tab so I could have put up a poll, or I wish I could be doing this live so that I could be asking what you think it should be. But I've settled on, since we've taken Joanna's beautifully cute images and transformed them, oh my land, okay, into something spooky. I'm going to go with the thought of transformation. There was a thought of doing pan pastels and doing like a bokeh background, but I think it would compete too much with our images. I've thought about making a shelf around all the images, but it really didn't make sense to me. So what I've decided, and it's going to require you guys, if you're following along, to do a little bit of drawing. And again, I am not trying to draw anything big, but I think I'm going to place either here or here a magic wand coming in off screen, like our hand is holding the wand, and do like the sparkle ribbon effect all the way down the page. Now, it's going to be a little more difficult because we're working on a white sheet, and the only times I've ever made a sparkle background is on black. But I thought the sparkle would mimic like the magic we use to transform, and we could weave in and out of the images. So I'm going to pull this down a little bit, let you listen to the squeaky, squeaky chair, and sit down and get started on this. I may speed up that part of the video, but for the beginning of it, I am definitely just going to like walk us through the drawing, and when I start doing the sparkle, I may speed that up so that we get this video down a little bit, because right now it's going to be approaching at least a half an hour. So let's get started. Okay, so the chair has squeaked. We can go. So yeah, I'm either thinking it's going to go along the top or along the side, and I'm really aiming toward the side, but I have less room on the sides than I do at the top. Let's look at this. We have at the top, okay, get that ruler up there. We have about 1 inch on the top, and on the side we have about a 1/2 inch or 3/4 of an inch. So it's about equal. We're going to go in from the side then, because I feel like the wand coming, I'm moving you up again, sorry. The wand coming in here like that, and this is the tip, and then the sparkles will come that way. They'll shower down over everything that we've transformed using our magic. So we're going to need a pencil, and we're going to need the ugly eraser, which we have, and we're going to get started. I don't normally draw wands. I was thinking I could do like a Tinkerbell wand with a star on top, but it would be in the way, and I would have to have it showing behind the images, which I don't like. I feel like it should look like it's a page and the wand is coming in and it's real. So if it goes under an image, that's just not going to work. So the Tinkerbell wand is out. So then it was down to like the Harry Potter, well, I guess a standard wand, you know, like a piece of wood. So we're going to start with our ruler, because I don't like to make a mess, and figure out what kind of angle we could put this at. Let me move you up a little more. I don't like moving you up too much because I can't see what you see, but right now you need to see more than I need to see you. So a wand is pointy at the top and gets bigger towards the bottom. And I really hope these lines are sort of visible, because I don't want to make them too dark. Because if they're too dark, then I can't get rid of them either. So the wand wouldn't get much fatter towards the bottom. So we're going to go like that. And I really, like I said, I hope that's visible. And then the top is rounded, because I don't think it's very pointy. Like a drumstick, sort of. Okay, so we have a basic wand shape. I'm going to roll myself over here to get my stencils. Forgive me for the lack of being able to hear me. I'm turned the other way, so I'm going to talk a little bit louder. Also, if you hear like a mechanical noise in the background, I have my fan or my heater on, my forced air. So I know it's a little bit annoying, and I love you guys, but I'm not willing to freeze for you. And it's very cold, rainy, and windy here, and yeah, I'm just really cold. I'm having trouble finding my stencil because you know I didn't put it away last time I used it. That's just going to be facts. So let's see what we can do, because sometimes you just have to make it work. I found another one with circles on it. So this is the stencil I found. Yeah, that's white. That's not going to help. I got my book. Here we go. This is the stencil I found to use. It just has a couple different circles. I have a green one that has just circles on it, but I don't know where it is. So, alright, I feel like the wand should be really old. It should have knots in it. And I am making it kind of cartoony because Joanna's images aren't really realistic, you know. I don't mean that in a mean way because I love her stuff, but it's not very realistic. So we're going to use the circle to just add a knot in the wand, and I might add a second one just to make it more decorative, or we could just make these jewels in the wand too. I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get there. So here's my second circle, and then we have the rounding at the top, as you can see, I hope. So now that we have that, I'm going to put my papers back under the clipboard. And they're all dented, and I'm okay with it because it'll straighten itself out eventually. Yeah, so let's see what I want to do. We're going to ignore the knots I added for now, because I want them to either be knots or like little jeweled discs. So I'm not going to deal with them at this time. But what I am going to do, and I didn't want to use the ruler for this part, I want this to be a little bit shaky. It's a piece of presumably old wood, I would imagine, if it's a wand. So we're just going to come in and go up to where we put the outlines of those circles. and outline the whole wand. So yeah, I hope nobody's terribly disappointed that it's not exactly a background. It is background information or background pictures, but I didn't feel it. And I do that quite frequently, change my mind and do something else instead. So we have what is a wand, maybe, right? I think it'll look more wand-like when we have the magic shooting out of it. So what we're going to do, I'm going to get a little mixed media on this, I think, and add some markers to it. But right now, we're going to ignore the wand. We're done that for now. And we're going to start mapping out our path of sparkles that are magic. So if we shot our wand at the page, like meh, and shot it, it would fall. And I think the sprinkles would arc out. And this is just a really crazy line. We're drawing very lightly with pencil, and they go in there. They're going to come around this, down here, over that, to the fish, to here, and end up down here on the copyright, which you can't see. So this is my path. Let me move the book and the thing at the same time. This way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, to here. Okay. So that's what I see as a path. Yeah, so let's get started on it. Normally this would be all black, and I would draw a white line where I drew the pencil line, and then add the sparkles around it. So for the sparkles coming out of our page, or out of our wand, I brought some stuff out. I may have to get up, but we have the stickles. Move a little bit out of the way here. I have my Stettler twin tips, because I'm definitely going to use the brown to put some wood grain into the wand. I have these twin tones, which I really don't think match, but that purple and orange might come in handy. And I have my drawer of paint pens, which could or could not do what we want, because our sparklers are going to have to be visible on white paper. So, let's see. Based on our color choices, we have, I'm going to grab a piece of paper so you guys can see what I'm thinking about. And I'll bring you down a little bit, because we're going to work in close. I have a peach paint pen, which I think is too pink for the colors we already have. So a little more digging. I have another peach colored one. That definitely could be it, because we want to use a light color for the ribbon of sprinkle, and then a dark color, not dark, but more colors to do the other part. And then we have a green, which is too spring to me. And I have a turquoise, which could work because we used a lot of turquoise in the leaves. That is a possibility. So we have this peach, and that turquoise might work. And a yellow that looks like that. I think I like the yellow. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to pause this a second and come back. And I'm going to do the sparkles in speed color, and then I'll come back to talk more about how to do the wand. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're back with our little speeded up part. And right now I'm just drawing the, I don't know what you would call it. Yeah. So we've just hit the wand on the page, and this is the magic sprinkling out. This is part of the magical ribbons. And as you can see, I've went over a couple of the images, because it's not just going to go behind things. If we're coming at it from outside of the picture, it would go behind things and on top of things, and, you know, basically every which way. So I'm just adding in a purple, a yellow, and an orange, and I'm using some cheap acrylic markers, paint pens, but you could totally do this with Sharpies. You could do this with anything you wanted. This is just what I had to hand that worked for me. But seriously, like, you could do it with anything that is gonna cover up the images. And I don't even think it really has to cover them up. It could just be lying on top of it, because it's super cute that way too. Translucent, not opaque. It could be, you could see the images underneath and it would be fine. Now we're just going down each individual ribbon and thickening up like one side or the other side of the line so that it looks like the ribbon is twisted or twirling. It gives it a little bit of movement because we want this to look like it's happening as opposed to just a flat thing. And you can get as close as you want to each of your images. If you are going to follow along and do this part, I do suggest highly that you color over some of the images, because it really helps it to look, I'm failing to use the word realistic for this because it's not, but more natural to what it is. So I chose to go over the flowers because, for me, honestly, who cares? They're just flowers. The fun parts were the other ones. Like, I would never go over the skeleton fish or anything like that. Here's where the pen just decided it wasn't going to work anymore, so I had to prime it again. And feel free to let me know in the comments what you would have done for a background if you were picking it. So like I said, there were options, and I rejected every one of them until I came to this one, and I sat on it for a few days. I've been done the images for 2 or 3 days, and right now when I'm doing the voiceover for this, it's early Saturday morning here, because I took some time to think about what I wanted to do for the background and really kind of planned it out in my head. So I'm cutting it pretty close to the wire for getting it finished, but I'm happy that I waited. And we're not coloring over that spider because I said so. I like him. I'm not going to get rid of him. I think he adds to the page just being there, so he stays. Okay, we're done the orange part, and then we'll just be coming back in and doing the exact same thing with the yellow. And it appears that we're not in screen all the time, but I'm doing the exact same thing over and over again all over the page, so it shouldn't be too bad that you missed the top of it. And I have to say, if it sounds like my voice is going, it's because it is. I've been doing the voiceovers for this and the Kawaii Witch color along pretty much all day. So yeah, I've been talking more than I normally do. I normally just sit here in silence and color my stuff. Well, I'm silent, not my room, but I just sit here and color and don't really talk to anybody for long periods of time. And now I haven't shut up today, so. Which, if you were to ask my partner, he'd say that was normal. But normally I don't sit up here by myself and talk. Okay, so we finished that part. And these are the Jane Davenport paint over pens. And I'm going to repeat myself fairly frequently, but you don't have to use paint pens. They don't have to be anything. These are our magic sprinkles or dots or whatever you want to call them. Again, we're just giving movement to the ribbons and giving it a path and making it look like the magic's happening. I don't know. I did this same thing on a black background I had from Coco Wyo. I think it was the Cute Stuff book. I did the DS in there, which is like a Nintendo system. And I did it, but it was all white sprinkles because it was a black background. and I did it on a tan piece of paper. I forget whose image it was. I think it was Fabrica Fantasy. I did an Explorer, and I did the magic ribbons around her, and that's also with white because it was tan paper. This is the Stettler. Every time I put the thing away and I keep forgetting what they're called. Stettler Twin Tips in black. I'm just adding like the sparkles in black because we can't do white, but it still needs to have sparkles, and it will get much more sparkly after this, trust me. So here we are coming in with the third set of colors for the sparkles. I used a green, a teal, and like a peach. And you will get to see the whole image in one spot. It's just, I didn't want to take it too far up so that it didn't look like I was doing anything and you couldn't see. But yeah, we're about done that part. This is my favorite part. I have this glitterific, holographic acrylic paint. And I do not recommend dragging your brush along if you have this. If you don't have this, Stickles will work. Regular glitter and Elmer's glue. Any glitter type project. I mean, you could even do it with a gel pen if you have a clear one, or a Wink of Stella, or who are the other ones? Spectrum Noir has glitter pens. Really anything. This stuff is just quick and easy for me. And I'm hoping I can see some of the glitter, but it's just, it is so incredibly holographic. It's awesome. But yeah, don't drag the brush if you're using a glitter glue or anything like if you do Stickles and you want to move them around like on the page instead of just dropping them. Definitely don't move it because your ink could come up or smear. And if that's the effect you're going for, great. If it's not, you're really going to be upset. So you can see here, it's like really hard to get even to spread out the glitter because it's like flakes. It's big chunks, almost like confetti in some places. But we're just adding this all over so we get more of the magical vibe. And then I'm going to add like little dots of the glitter here and there. Well, they're not little dots, but like big circles of glitter. Because I don't know why, but glitter says magical, so yeah. Plus I just didn't want to stop playing with the glitter probably, in all honesty. So our glitter's done, and here I am attempting to show you how shiny and sparkly it is. I hope you can really see it. I think when I bend it the other way, it's like, oh yeah, that's glitter. And now we're going to color our wand. We're going in with the Stettler Twin Tip, right? I think. Again, I just forgot. And I am really just drawing like squiggly lines and ending some of them in a circle to get like a wood grain. Do not stress yourself out. It is not that hard. It's silly and it's supposed to look bad. So don't overwork yourself or overtax yourself thinking you have to do something really special. You don't. I'm just filling it in. And once the color goes on with the pencils, it's just going to look like wood. I mean, it looks like a train wreck now, so you'll say the only thing you could do wrong is make the lines too straight. That's basically it. And I know we still have those circles, and we're going to address those in a little bit. I think once I hit the first one, I addressed it, but I'm just going in with my darkest brown. Yep, I finally realized I didn't fill in the circles. I chose to make them wood, clearly, because I took the wood grain through, but I didn't. And you can see, too, if you can't draw a straight line, it doesn't matter. You can still see the pencil lines on these, and I'm completely out of them, and I don't care. It's the idea of a circle. Plus, if it was too perfect, it wouldn't be, like, naturally forming wood or anything, I think. So, it's fine. I'm just going up and down both sides with the dark brown, leaving the middle relatively uncolored. And yes, you can't see me, but I'm still just doing the exact same thing, except now I'm coming back up the paper, darkening up a little bit, because I didn't like how light it was. And then I'm going in with the light color, which is, I believe, a yellow ochre. Oh no, that's the light brown ochre, I think. Sorry. And we're just coloring in again with that. I really am amazed I wasn't covered in glitter because my hand's touching almost everything. Alright, now I'm coming in with the black, and I'm just going over the one side because I feel like that's the part that would be shaded if we were waving this wand at the page in real life. And I know we could add like a shadow underneath or around the wand that would look like it was coming from off the page, but that's where, nope, I can't do it. Like, I just don't have the skills I would need to do that. Because I'm not 100% how it would fall on the page. Now I'm just taking the yellow paint over pen from Jane Davenport, and again, that could be a Sharpie, it could be anything, and adding a few more of those crosses, and that's the end of this video. So we're just going to zoom out so you can see everything, and I want to say thank you for watching, and if you liked, please subscribe and comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.